Hey y'all, you're watching Best Life Now with Unique. And if you're wanting to increase your psychic and intuition abilities, and you've been searching YouTube over and over, and you just keep finding all of these self-proclaimed gurus who keep telling you the same things over and over again, almost as if they all copy and pasted each other, and you've tried it and it's just not working. Well, then you're going to want to hit that subscribe button because I have 3 new exercises to increase your psychic and intuition abilities that actually work. And I'm not going to charge you anything for it. This is totally free. All I ask in return is that you please hit that subscribe button down below to help support the channel. That way I can keep bringing informational content like this to you in the future. Let's get right to it. If you're watching this, you're probably well into your spiritual journey, awakening, enlightenment. You've seen The Secret, and you're working on manifesting your best life now. And if that's you, then you're well aware that there are many kinds of ways that you can manifest, or let's say many different modules to manifesting. And I'm here to encourage you to try all of them because you'll never know which module actually works best for you until you try them all. And the one manifesting module that worked best for me is that of psychic and intuition ability. And that's why I felt compelled and inspired to share with you the 3 simple exercises that helped me increase my psychic and intuition abilities in hopes that it'll help you too in your manifesting journey. So please leave a comment down below and let me know which module works best for you. Without further ado, exercise number 1, feeling people's feelings. And in this exercise, you can either do it by yourself or with a partner, and you can either do it with a blindfold on or your eyes closed. Or eyes wide open, however you prefer, or whatever the circumstance calls for. But all this exercise entails of is you having a conversation with another person, with a friend, with a family member, whoever it may be, just engaging in a conversation. And what you want to do is have 2 to 4 prompts or questions prepared ahead of time. And you want these prompts to be either very positive or very negative. You want them to be on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Like, for example, your first question or prompt may be something along the lines of, what are your thoughts around 9/11? We just had the 20th anniversary. How do you feel about that? Or what does that make you feel? And then you want to sit back, relax, let your mind lose focus. So this is a little bit harder to explain in words, but what I mean when I say lose focus is I want you to kind of really relax to the point where you kind of zone out, or you might even say in a zone or a different zone. Have you ever had a moment where somebody's like, hey, wake up, snap out of it? Well, wherever you just were, I'm asking you to go back to it. Whatever that it was that you had to snap out of, I'm asking you to relax your mind and snap back in to that zone. Catch my drift? So moving on, when you're in that zone, what I want you to do is not focus on the words that are coming out of that person's mouth. I want you to instead just ask yourself, what am I feeling? What am I perceiving? What am I sensing from this person? What am I discerning? What kind of impressions am I receiving from this person? In other words, what kind of energy are they putting out? And then you'll move on to your next question that's something really happy, like maybe describe the love of your life. And again, let them talk. Let them go on a rampage about it. It's great. The more they talk, the better. The less you talk, the better. The more you just sit there and stay in the zone and relax and keep asking yourself, what am I feeling? What am I feeling, perceiving, discerning, sensing, all of those things? Just make a mental note of it. What this is doing is establishing a sort of baseline so that you begin to discern and understand what you're sensing, either very positive or very negative energy. It's energy nonetheless. But what you're doing is training your instincts to decipher different kinds of energy from one end of the spectrum to the other. And as I mentioned earlier, you can go ahead and ask another 2 questions, tell me a ghost story or tell me a funny story, etc., etc. You make up the questions, you make up the prompt, but you get where I'm going with that. Something really positive, something really negative, and then maybe something in the middle. But you're establishing these 2 baselines so that you can perceive, understand, and decipher all of the energy that comes in between. So that's exercise number 1 in a nutshell. But if you want more detailed explanation on how to do these exercises, check out this video. I'll have it linked up here, where I go into a lot more detail. But this gives you a really good understanding of what the goal of this exercise is. It's to really help you to train your instinct to pick up on and decipher the different kinds of energies that people or things around you are emitting. And as you train yourself and you get better at reading and deciphering this energy, then it'll be easier for you to distinguish positive opportunities, positive situations, and positive people that you obviously want to put yourself in. Exercise number 2, touching old objects. In this exercise, you'll want to go to either a library, a used bookstore, any kind of used store, secondhand store, an antique shop, or a garage sale. And you're going to touch an old or used object. And it can be anything. And before you go in to touch it, I want you to just close your eyes. This is all the exercise entails of, is you closing your eyes and laying hands on the object. And the next thing you need to do is make a mental note of the impression that you get. What kind of first impression do you get from touching that object? Did you see something? Did you perhaps see oh, it was a female that owned this object before, or it was a male, or I saw an actual old man and I could see every wrinkle on his face. Wow, okay, make a mental note of that. If you touched the object and you sensed maybe sadness or grief, maybe it was like an heirloom piece that somebody owned before, make a mental note of that. If you touch an object and maybe you hear something with your spiritual senses, maybe you just hear or you get this impression of don't touch me or let go, or I don't know, whatever it may be. It's you kind of just sense something. Make a mental note of that and go through the whole garage sale and touch everything, or go to different garage sales. Maybe don't be that weirdo that's touching all the objects. But after you've touched the object and you've had your impression, you made a mental note of what that impression was, then is a good time to maybe ask the store owner or the host of the garage sale, ask them who owned this before. Or if you had an impression of a young boy, ask, was it a young boy that owned this before? And there's your answer. So oftentimes in this exercise, you can get validation right after the fact. So this is a fun exercise, again, to read the energy, but this time the energy is not being projected from a live person. The energy is actually stored in an object. So you're training your instincts to become better and to be able to acutely discern what the energy is saying in the object. And just keep doing this because you'll get better and better at it. And you'll be able to eventually touch objects and know or actually see the face of the person who had that object before. And you'll be able to discern and know kind of the story that goes along with that object. So this is a great tool to help you with your psychic and intuition abilities, and definitely help you with your manifesting, because these feelings will come to you, and you being acutely aware and being able to decipher, read like we can read written language, you can read energy, is incredibly powerful for you and your manifesting. Because who doesn't want to manifest their best life now? Moving on to exercise number 3. Exercise number 3 is predictions while driving. Now, I do want to preface this by saying, disclaimer, be careful driving. Always be a good driver, be cautious, be alert, be aware, and be a safe driver, please. But this exercise, I'll give you an example. I like to do this when maybe I'm taking a long road trip, I'm cruising down the highway, about 65, I got it set on cruise control, and there's not a lot of cars, but every now and again you'll feel a car come up beside you and they're passing you, and they're not going much faster, they're just kind of cruising on cruise control too, and they're cruising on by. And you know that feeling when somebody is coming close to you and they're kind of like in your blind spot, and you know they're there, and you don't even need to look in any of your mirrors to know that they're there. That's where this exercise comes into play. So in that moment when you sense, you know, maybe you saw them in the rear view from way far back, but now they're right up in your blind spot and you know they're there, this is your opportunity to not look. Don't look at the car. I mean, obviously safe driving, right? If you're trying to change lanes, whatever, but this is assuming that you're not trying to change lanes, you're just cruising straight. So don't look at the car, and instead just quickly ask yourself, male or female, and young or old. And you're just going to pay attention to whatever first impressions you get and trust your gut. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but sometimes you will feel during all of these exercises that you're wondering, is this my imagination? Am I just making things up? Like, no, you're not. I just want you to know you're not. And I want you to trust your gut. So whatever that first little response is in your head, like, oh, it's male and it's old. Like, I don't know where that came from, but don't question it. Don't question it. Stick with it. So old and male. Boom, that's it. That's the first thing that came to you. Stick with that response. And then when the car pulls up alongside of you and you are able to safely like glimpse over, then glimpse over and look in the driver's seat and see if you are right. And as you get better at this game, I mean, I'm right 9 out of 10 times now. It took a minute, but even in the beginning, I noticed that my intuition was pretty on point, because even in the beginning when I was struggling with, do I trust myself? Like, where did that answer even come from? I don't even know. I was still giving like 7 out of 10 correct. And now I'm at like 9 or 9.9%, whatever. Like, it's very accurate now. And I'm learning to trust my gut a lot more. So that's what the third exercise is, predictions while driving. And all of these exercises will immensely help you with your psychic and intuition abilities. And they will immensely help you with manifesting, whether it be, oh, take a left here, or no, take a right here, or play the lottery today, or no, not today, or it's get on that plane, or no, catch a later flight. Whatever it may be, it's crazy situations. I mean, I've known people that have indeed said, like, something just told me to catch a later flight, and then something went wrong with the flight they would have been on. I mean, crazy things, crazy outcomes that people have seen using these techniques and increasing their psychic and intuition abilities. You will manifest all of the best things in life for yourself, for your family, and your loved ones. Everyone you care about, you can help them out by increasing this power that already lies within you. It's a beautiful thing to acknowledge that it's already there within you and just help awaken it, bring it to light. It's a seed, it's already there. Just water it. All you got to do is water it and watch it grow. And when your seed grows, then you can help others. So I wish you all the best with those 3 exercises to increase your psychic and intuition abilities. Let me know in the comments down below how this has helped you with your manifesting. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this pertaining to content of spirituality, holistic lifestyle, and manifesting, then please hit that subscribe button so that I can bring you more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.